Hi everyone, and welcome to Youth Amplified,
a podcast that inspires, empowers, and connects. I'm Brian.
And I'm Ronna. And in the spotlight today, cost of living versus cost of dreaming. What is financial independence really costing our young people?
We're delighted today to be joined around the table by Anielle, Paul, and entrepreneur and Campbelltown Councillor Warren Morrison. Such an engaging panel, Ronna, so let's kick things off.
Absolutely. Paul, we'll start with you. Are the traditional forms of dreams, such as owning a home, building a career, traveling, starting a family, beginning to feel unachievable?
It depends. If people are not focused on their mindset of what they are trying to achieve, then that will be no. But if they're trying to achieve in purpose, yes. So depending on the people.
And Warren, what do you think? Is sort of follow your passion still good advice in today's economy?
Oh, definitely. I think follow your passion is, what you're taught from a younger person to when you get to this age, you've done your schooling, you've done everything in life. And along the way, your parents or your mentors, want you to be the best at what you can be in the future. So that analogy of just, being the best, and hopefully you're taught to plan towards it. That's part of the main goal at the end, planning towards it. So, yeah, I'd say yes, definitely.
Anielle, let's move over to you. Let's talk about hustle culture. Is it actually empowering young people or exhausting them?
I think you could say it's doing both, honestly. I know a lot of people in my friend group do a lot of things like selling on Depop and things like that, selling old clothes, even on eBay and things like that. So I think that is an encouragement to get more money, obviously, in this crisis.
Yeah,
in this day and age, you get more. But also, I think that's also holding people back from doing exactly what Warren just said, pursuing bigger things. They might think, oh, this is good, I'll just settle here, which it's fine, but I think you should push yourself to do more than that. Because as my dad says, you should keep pushing, you got to keep going.
What do you think, Paul? Is economic pressure killing creativity and risk-taking in young people?
Well, yes, it's killing us, especially the payment-wise, the problem with the whole crisis happening in between the countries. But the problem is we still navigate it too. We have a good people and positions where we can actually navigate around it without knowing, hey, there's a barriers, we have problem, we can navigate it. Because we have new people that we can talk to and navigate those things. But if we don't know those people, then we're stuck.
Yes. Love the mindset, Paul. Anielle, back to you. When you hear the phrase cost of living versus cost of dreaming, what comes to mind first?
Honestly, cost of living? Oh my God. Especially in this day and age, things just keep going up. It's making it so much harder for your dreams to come true. We have ambitions and things, but they're becoming so much harder to achieve. So especially with as Warren said, everything coming and the blockades and everything like that. Yeah. It's going crazy in the world. But as he also said, we can navigate through it so that we can achieve that dream that we have. But we have to work very hard for that.
And knowledge.
Yeah.
Knowing who's the people who can navigate us to the other side.
Of course. You have to keep rowing.
Yeah.
So, it's all connected, really. All the questions we've been asking.
Yeah. Well, one thing, I think you have to have those dreams.
Yeah.
The dreams are very important to have. When you want something in life, you look at, you might be looking at whatever levels you're looking at, but you need to do that so that you strive to get it. And obviously there's going to be a lot of hassles in the way, which you'll overcome. But the whole thing is, you know, I learned this through business more, but looking at the solution rather than the problem is a major thing you learn in time, you know. And you can't afford everything that you want, so you try to plan to afford what you can, and then one day you get what you want. That's, you know, the moving forward way of doing it.
Like stepping stones kind of thing.
It's never going to be easy. It's always hard.
No, you fix it. You fix your problems. Yeah.
You know, talking about dreams, Warren, what dreams do you think young people are sort of delaying in today's economy?
Look, honestly, there's a lot of things they're delaying at the moment. You know, even the general things which are, you know, life, family, marriage, business, and that, you know, that home that you want to buy for yourself and your family. It is... Nowadays, it is a further goal, so you've got to imagine that further goal and plan for that further goal. It's always achievable. It's just the way you achieve it and the help you get on the way, obviously, can help as well. But you know, if you're wanting something, you work your business to eventually give you that, I suppose. And if you're working for someone else, well, you budget for it. You know what I mean? I never planned at the start. I kind of fell into place. I was planning. I didn't realise I was planning. And then once I learnt the planning part of it, I went, oh, okay, so... it took a while. But we just worked hard and paid everything off, and you know, you didn't have what you know. When we bought our first house, we didn't go out and buy all the furniture and get everything. We took what we could from wherever we could.
Start from the small ones, eh?
Took anything. We didn't want to get that new lounge. We didn't get that, you know. You went and got what you could, and then eventually you paid for it.
Okay, Paul, question for you. Is independence harder in multicultural households where family responsibility is deeply valued?
Depending. So my parents didn't taught me one thing about being responsible in their lives. One of the things that my parents didn't tell me is mortgage. I didn't do the mortgage, but my parents having a problem with mortgage, and we had to solve it because my dad borrowed money from my aunties in Gold Coast, which we had to pay. But like, you can just like talk to us. You don't yell at us for not knowing or knowledging about the whole entire mortgage system. Like, we had to search it. I had to go to the library knowing about that. But like, we had to know, like, being independent kind of person where I had to search about all of these things before knowing the problem and systematically. So for me, learning is difficult with the family, but I learned it from the hard way where I had to find the solutions, and now I'm like, I'm not gonna, you know, I'll forgive them, but I'll move on, find my way in and out, and I'll be like, yeah, done.
So Warren, what do you think? What needs to change in our system to better support young people, you know, both financially and emotionally?
I honestly think, we were talking about this the other day, actually, and I think it should be something taught a bit younger. Like at school, they need to, in high school, they need to bring programs out to teach people how they invest, how they purchase their things in the future, how they use their money when they get their first job. Don't blow it all. Put some aside, you know what I mean? Think about what you want and how you plan. I really think it should be coming from the education side and not leaving it to the parents only, and not leaving it. I mean, you know, children can ask questions to their parents. If they learn something at school, then their parents will teach them.
Yeah, it's good to get like the different perspectives of each as well, like having the perspective of your educators as well as your families. So like, because your family knows you, but educators also have outside experience, different from your family. So yeah, I think That's helps.
I just, like, with education, it's a very important thing, and I think life education is a very important thing, and we should just be shown a little bit about what's going to happen when we leave school. It's not just about work, it's about a lot of other things nowadays, whereas in my day, you didn't look at it straight away then because you were probably able to afford it a little bit earlier in life, whereas now it's becoming very expensive, and there should be some sort of program to teach you a little bit about those investments that are out there in the future and what you can look at affording so that you can get that goal, going after the plan, you know what I mean, that way. Education, I think, is very important. I'd like to see.
Yeah.
Knowledge is powerful.
Yeah, knowledge at a younger age is more powerful when you get older.
Yes.
If you get it early, that's the good part.
Excellent points, Warren. Thank you.
Just think.
Anielle, what gives you hope despite all of the pressures that we're talking about? So what gives you hope for the future despite of all these pressures?
Yeah, honestly, I still do have a lot of drive for what I do, especially being in the music field. I have a lot of dreams to pursue music and eventually, hopefully, be in that field in a bigger perspective. But of course, there's it's such a hard industry to be in, and with everything happening in the world. But I honestly do what Warren said earlier, like putting money aside for the future, having things like that. So I feel I get a hope by having this future plan and having backups. I've already planned like what I want to do. I have a backup plan if my goal doesn't work. If I don't get to do like be a big famous singer or something like that, I want to fall back on like music therapy, which I think it's a new and growing thing in the workforce. Honestly, to have so many plans in the future, I think having too many might be like a massive load on someone. So I think just as Paul said, navigating your way through the cracks as well as what Warren
and also
said.
have some mentors beside you as well to help you.
Having support.
And expose yourself to what you can't afford.
Yes.
Because you can't afford everything. You just need someone to feed you stuff that you don't know. Exposure is really great, and they know everything for you guys.
You know, Warren, talking about mentors, what advice would you give to a young person sort of feeling overwhelmed about money and the future?
Be prepared, because you are going to be overwhelmed through your life at different stages, no matter what goals you have, because you don't always get what you want. But if you can think of those things, a bit different for me. I mean, I was 16 years old, working in a bank, balancing $40,000 a day, like at 16 years old. And it was my first job. But I did teleschool at 15 and 10 months, and they wouldn't let me balance that money until I was 16. But for a 16-year-old to be doing those kind of things, I wasn't really planning anything, but then sure enough, it came quickly. By the time I was 18, I was planning for, what I wanted to do. It's always going to be tricky. It's always going to be hard. You like research what you think you're going to do, and then hopefully tick the boxes as you go. But I still say, no matter what age, where you are, what family you have, or anything, if you want goals in the future, they're not going to be easy, and you plan to get it how you can. And sometimes it won't happen, and you just replan again. That's all you can do.
And it will change eventually every year, like with the economic crisis and everything. So,
and things just happen.
All of a sudden.
Just throw
2021. All these things happen in life, and then we adjust around them. And that was a perfect example. Like a word I've learned, not so much when I was younger, but due diligence, looking at things when you plan and looking at that way you see the wrong things that may happen, and when it does happen, you might have just had a little bit of knowledge about it before it happens. So, but there'll always be changes, and you need to just try your best to get through them. So that's what happens.
Great advice, Warren, and great discussion. We can keep going. But thank you, Anielle.
We could keep going forever.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Anielle. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Warren, for joining us today.
No worries. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
lovely
till
to
next
meet you.
fortnight, let's continue to inspire, empower, and connect. And remember, your voice matters.